on the red couch.
We are.
And we
are flying away from the Far East, where we were
communing
with Kurosawa.
Mm-hmm.
And we've gone back to America, the golden age of cinema. Yeah. Hitchcock's kind of like the sort of granddaddy of auteur directors. He cultivated that image of himself, you know, that everybody became familiar with.
The silhouette shadow thing.
Well, that and just also that made him a personality. But, you know, I mean, I don't know if you knew this, but Alfred Hitchcock had a TV show years after his film career kind of waned a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, like in the 60s, they'd had Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and it was all these movies that
were
like these little movie-ettes that were like, you know, some weird murder or some kind of almost Twilight Zone-y type of deal. And,
but I remember like the pushing, like he'd be like either standing or something. I feel like there's always bookshelves behind. There's always like
and he'd like intro, he'd be like, "Good evening."
Yes,
and,
exactly.
So he you know, he was a guy who was in England as a director in the 30s, came over in the 40s. You know, he was like a director who like shot a certain way. Supposedly, one of these first guys who like storyboarded everything out.
So he knew exactly what he was shooting.
Yeah, that not only that, but like he shot it only one way so that they couldn't
change the edit or whatever.
Change it because directors didn't have the power then. It was like a factory, and then the producer made all the decisions.
Okay.
So in order to keep control of how he wanted it cut, he shot it so that there was only one way it could be cut, and that was his way.
Wow. Smart.
So once he got, you know, really well known, you know, he started making some really serious films. Strangers on a Train, like The Man Who Knew Too Much.
Vertigo's a big one.
Vertigo came much later though. That was like, by the time we were at Vertigo, he's the biggest star director in Hollywood.
Okay, gotcha.
He's huge by that point. Because Psycho was his big break. That movie like captured the entire world's attention because it was just the big shock of a film. Do you know anything about it?
I mean, I probably know meme-worthy stuff, but not really. I just It's one of those movies, and he's one of those people who it's like it just lives in the air of film. So it's like
because it's been around so long. Yes, it's like it's kind of like a given. You've probably seen things here and there that you didn't even know were from Psycho, and you're like, oh, that's where that's from.
Right.
That's probably what you'll do. Like Simpsons, for example, they always like rip off everybody's.
Yeah, exactly.
So you'll probably see some little bits or bobs or something like that. Psycho really, really dominated cinema when it came out, and it was a mind bender for the American public who were just like not prepared. And I think it's one of, I don't want to say scarier. To me, it's not scary, but it's kind of borderline. Like it has a horror element to it. Like Strangers on a Train is actually a really great movie for a movie in the 40s. You know, it's like exciting and like, but this movie's like different. You know, it really put him on the map, and from there on, he made his name in Hollywood. He could do what he wanted. So, and he did. And you had Birds, then you had Vertigo, then you had North by Northwest, which are like his.
Another one
that's like his Rear Window's another one. They're all color films, and they're beautiful. They have that look of that era of cinema that, I don't know, there's something about the color, the Technicolor that they're using and stuff. It's really like it only belongs in that time. I've never seen it replicated.
I know what you mean
else.
too. There's just a specific look, texture to those early color films.
Something about it. Yeah,
So
there's a couple of them that are kind of campy. Like there's this one called there's one about psychiatrists, and like there's these dream sequences that were actually painted by Salvador Dali.
Holy shit!
It was trippy. I mean, it's some trippy stuff, but he like these set paintings like made by Dali, and it would be like all these weirded, you know, Salvador Dali's like artwork with timepieces and weird shit.
Yeah,
it's like that.
Right.
It's really hokey for now.
Yeah, they can't all be hits.
Yeah, I love all the Grace Kelly movies though. Like Grace Kelly was like his muse, kind of, especially
worked a lot with
films.
her. Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, this is Janet Leigh.
Okay.
It's Jamie Lee Curtis's mom, and then also you have Norman Bates, played by Anthony Perkins. It's funny because like, his career, I feel like he could have had this big career, especially with this, but I don't know, maybe he became too associated with this role or something. But you know, the Norman Bates character lived on. There was a Psycho 2. I think there was a Psycho 3. It had nothing to do with Hitchcock. But then there was the Bates Motel is a series that ran for, I don't know, it was in the 2000s. And that whole series was the guy who plays the good doctor played Norman Bates.
Oh, okay.
Freddie Highmore played Norman Bates. Thoughts, questions, concerns?
No, I'm excited. Again, this is one of those that I
excited?
definitely should have seen. Should have seen them all by now.
Turn up the volume.
Ooh, fancy titles.
Alfred Hitchcock's
Psycho.
It's like, this is probably one of the better known film scores. Bernard Herrmann.
Yeah, they sampled that in a Busta Rhymes song called "Give Me Some More."
You haven't even heard the one that's like everybody knows. was dope credits.
I love when they do really good stylized credits. It's kind of exciting. It sets a tone, I feel like.
I guarantee you Hitchcock was not there for this. He didn't like to shoot outside the studio. He liked to shoot everything on the studio. He hated location shooting. We probably should check out Rope, too. That's the one I told you about. That's 12 takes in the whole... Well, 13 takes in the whole movie. It's like the whole thing is just one long-ass shot.
Why don't you call your boss and tell him you're taking the rest of the afternoon off?
What do I do with my free afternoon? Checking out time is 3 p.m.
That's cool.
Oh, Sam, I hate having to be with you in a place like this. This is the last time.
Yeah. For what?
For this.
You said that the last time.
Secret, so we can even have dinner, but respectably. In my house, with my mother's picture on the mantle, and my sister helping me broil a big steak for 3.
Sounds good. Except for the picture of your mother.
We send sister to the movies, turn mama's picture to the wall.
Sam.
That's what I did.
Right? So, like, all of this was ADR?
Is it?
It feels like it.
A couple of years and my debts will be paid off. If she ever remarries, the alimony stops.
I haven't even been married once yet.
When you do, you'll swing.
You'll swing,
Oh,
baby.
Sam, let's get married.
And live with me in a storeroom behind a hardware store in Fairvale.
She doesn't
We'll have
care.
lots of laughs. When I send my ex-wife her alimony, you can lick the stamps.
I'll lick the stamps.
Marion, you want to cut this off? Go out and find yourself somebody available.
I'm thinking of it.
That was the other thing. He always did these little cameos in every one of his movies. That's his daughter,
Hitchcock's?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Pat.
Hot as fresh milk.
Hot as fresh milk. Nice.
18 years old. And she never had an unhappy day in any one of those years. Do you know what I do about unhappiness? I buy it off. Are you unhappy?
Coming on thick.
I'm buying this house, my baby's wedding present. $40,000 cash.
Jeez.
I never carry more than I can afford to lose.
I declare.
I don't. That's how I get to keep it.
I did.
Suppose we put it in the safe, and then Monday morning, when you're feeling good.
Sometimes I can keep my mouth shut.
Kind of an a-hole.
Nah, man knows what he wants, though. He's like...
Put it in the safe deposit box in the bank, and we get him to give us a check on Monday instead.
Just a little walking around money.
Yeah, you can imagine how much that would have been at the time.
$40,000?
I guess I'll go put this money in the bank, then go home and sleep it off.
Wait, you didn't go to the bank?
About telling that visual story.
Yeah, he's very very intentional.
Like money, suitcase.
Gotta love the mirror shots.
It's just gonna keep sitting there, honey.
Marion, what in the world? What are you doing up here? Of course, I'm glad to see you. I always am.
Nope, boss man. Wait, aren't you... Got caught up in a lie. They're getting the most out of this violin sound. I love it. So she's in Phoenix. He's supposed to be what? Somewhere north?
Might have been like California or something.
Nice. That's the coppiest looking cop in the history of cop.
In quite a hurry.
I didn't intend to sleep so long. I almost had an accident last night from sleepiness, so I decided to pull over.
There are plenty of motels in this area.
I didn't intend to sleep all night. Have I broken any laws?
No, ma'am.
Then I'm free to go.
Is anything wrong?
Am I acting as if there's something wrong?
Frankly, yes. May I see your license?
Not acting suspicious at all.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this is where they got the vibe for Mr. Smith's from The Matrix.
He just like sunglasses.
Yeah, just stoic sunglasses.
Yeah, he does kind of look like one of them.
Right? I feel like they just were like, yeah, I want you to act like the cop from Psycho.
Don't you love it when they creep behind you for a while?
I know, right?
Sons of bitches. Is that like a rear projection that they're putting in that mirror?
Mm-hmm. Yep, creepy ass cop is back.
You smell something on her?
I know, seriously.
I'm in no mood for trouble.
What?
It's an old saying, the first customer of the day is always the most trouble. But like I say, I'm in no mood for it, so I'm going to treat you so fair and square that
Can I trade my car in and take another?
do anything you've a mind to. Being a woman, you will.
Being-
That yours?
Yes.
That's the one I'd have picked for you myself.
It looks fine. How much would it be with my car?
You mean you don't want the usual day and I have to think it over? You are in a hurry, aren't you? Somebody chasing you?
Apparently.
Of course not.
First time the customer ever high-pressured the salesman.
Yeah, right?
Your car plus $700?
700. All right.
Just like that.
I take it you can prove that car is yours.
I believe I have the necessary papers.
She's like suspicious 101.
Yeah, right?
It's like, chill out, lady. Peel off a cool 700.
They won't miss it. They won't miss it at all.
I think you better take it for a trial spin.
Can't we just settle
Yeah,
this?
ma'am, it's not that I don't trust you, but...
I don't trust you.
Hey!
Just put it in here, please.
Somebody chasing her? She looked like a wrong one to you?
Acted like one. Mine still isn't in.
But then she's always a bit late on Monday mornings.
Buzz me the minute she comes in.
Using her, like, her inner voice of what she thinks people are saying or not happening.
That was the last I saw. Wait a minute. Did see her sometime later driving Get Mr. Cassidy for me. After all, Cassidy, I told you. All that cash. Girl works for you for 10 years. You trust her.
Well, I ain't about to kiss off $40,000. Hot creeper. She sat there while I dumped it out. Hard
Showed it off, you jerk.
and even flirting with me.
Oh, yeah. She's flirting with an old creepy man.
Nice effect. With the lights in the background.
Yeah, that's good.
You said later he had a series called Bates Motel?
Yeah. Well, but it wasn't Hitchcock's. I mean, I'm talking like that series was like 2010.
Oh, okay. I remember that, yeah.
Somebody turned it into a TV show.
You have a vacancy.
We have 12 vacancies. They moved away the highway. Nobody ever stops here anymore unless they've done that. Cabin 1. It's closer in case you want anything.
I want to sleep more than anything else, except maybe food.
Well, it's a big diner about 10 miles up the road, just outside of Fairvale.
Am I that close to Fairvale?
15 miles. The mattress is soft, and Bates Motel printed on it in case you want to make your friends back home feel envious. And the, over there.
The bathroom.
Yeah. If you want anything, just tap on the wall. I'll be in the office.
Thank you.
Norman Bates. You're not really going to go out again and drive up to the diner, are you?
No.
Would you have dinner with me? You know, nothing special, just sandwiches and milk, but I'd like it very much if you'd come up to the house.
I'd like to.
Homeboy slick with it.
He's kind of got that opie-ish charm about him.
Yeah, for sure.
That shit wouldn't leave my suitcase. Or it'd be in a safe.
I'd be so, seriously.
No, I tell you, no.
Mother, please.
And then what? After supper music? Whispers? Oh, I refuse to speak of disgusting things because they disgust me.
I refuse to speak of disgusting things.
You have the guts, boy?
Shut up! Shut up!
If you won't have her up, I'll bring the sandwiches and milk to her.
I've caused you some trouble.
My mother,
It's kind of a bitch.
she isn't quite herself today.
But as long as you fixed a supper, we may as well eat it.
I have the parlor back here.
Owls and ravens? That's not creepy.
Sit down. It's all for you. I'm not hungry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna sit here and watch you eat weirdly.
You eat like a bird.
You'd know, of course.
Yeah, right, Bert?
My hobby is stuffing things. You know, taxidermy.
Strange hobby.
And it's not as expensive as you'd think. It's cheap, really.
A man should have a hobby.
I don't know if taxidermy is the one that I'm gonna...
A hobby's supposed to pass the time, not fill it.
Do you go out with friends?
Well, a boy's best friend is his mother.
Creepy, nope.
Where are you going? I didn't mean to pry.
I'm looking for a private island.
What are you running away from?
Everything.
Why do you ask
Or
that?
running towards.
You know what I think? We're all in our private traps, and none of us can ever get out.
Sometimes we deliberately step into those traps.
I was born in mine. I don't mind it anymore.
Oh, but you should.
Oh, I do. But I say I don't.
The way you mentioned how intentionally it was about a shot, like she's got like perfect Rembrandt and he's split.
The way she spoke to you.
I feel I'd like to go up there and curse her and leave her forever. But I know I can't. She's ill.
She sounded strong.
No, I mean ill. A few years ago, Mother met this man. He talked her into building this motel. When he died, too, it was just too great a shock for her. She had nothing left.
Except you.
Her best friend.
Well, a son is a poor substitute for a lover.
It's weird.
Why don't you go away?
To a private island like you?
Not like me.
That low angle is so creepy with the owl in the background and everything.
Who'd look after her?
Wouldn't it be better if you put her someplace?
Oof.
You mean an institution? A madhouse? People always call a madhouse someplace, don't they? Put her in someplace.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it to sound uncaring.
What do you know about caring? Have you ever seen the inside of one of those places? The laughing and the tears and the cruel eyes studying you. My mother there, she's as harmless as one of those stuffed birds.
I meant well.
People always mean well, shake their heads and suggest oh so very delicately. Of course, I've suggested it myself, but I hate to even think about it.
And lean back in. You're just as
A
creepy.
maniac. A raving thing. We all go a little mad sometimes, haven't you?
Yes.
Just the lean back was like a release. I was like, thank you.
You're not going back to your room already?
I'm very tired, and I'll have a long drive tomorrow, all the way back to Phoenix. I stepped into a private trap back there, and I'd like to go back and try to pull myself out of it before it's too late for me, too.
All right, Miss
Crane.
Crane, that's it.
You put Samuels on the ledger. You're all wise. Oh, hell no.
Peeper.
Oh, hell no. Oof, what a shot.
Mm-hmm. Super macro lens.
Yep. Creepy, bottom light and everything. It's just, ugh. Came off so innocent at the beginning. Oof, nice. I love that framing. That's cool.
In the doorway?
Yeah, in the doorway. Try to go back to California Charlie and trade it back.
Cop will be there waiting for her, though. I don't think he budged.
I know, right? Agent Smith definitely be chilling there. Oh, hell no. That's creepy as fuck. Holy shit. Oh, what? Ooh. Damn. Oh, what a move. Damn. Holy shit. Talk about close foot. Oh, whoa. Wow.
So now you've seen the infamous shower scene from Psycho.
Ooh. Yeah, very intentional. That's cool. Oh, wow. Don't breathe, don't blink. We're going to slowly pull away from your... Oh, wow.
It was a still shot.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was cool. Yep. He is mad intentional. Let's just show you all the things you need to see.
Mother, oh God, Mother, blood.
Yeah. Norman, you're going to have a lot of explaining to do. Time to dig me a hole. They gotta mop up first.
Mop up all that blood.
I still have that newspaper in the frame where the money is. Obviously, the blood in the water, it's like you don't really see any on the floor. But there's no actual stabby.
These days with CSI, they'd find all that blood.
This was pre-CSI. He's fine.
Yeah, here it'd be like, well, nobody got murdered in here. Let's move on.
All right, let's put this lady in the trunk. It's at least a 3-body trunk. 2-body. They're small enough.
Unless they're fat. She's Janet Leigh. She probably weighs 110 pounds.
Wet,
which she is right now.
Wet with blood. Yeah.
It's all that blood's coming out, so she weighs less. Well,
suitcase and her fit's fine.
Does he leave the money behind?
He doesn't know it's there. Now you got it. Shrink. They sold that all that light was coming from the moonlight from the window and then from the bathroom. Was it a choice to do this in black and white, or would the 60s... They would have had the option, right?
Yeah, I guess you could have done it. Probably more films were in black and white than in color at that time.
Okay, I need to know how to do it. That's just cool. He's just sitting there
like, please go down. Please go down.
Keep going. Please keep going. Please keep going. Ooh.
I've tried many brands. Let's see what they say about this one. Tell you whether or not it's painless.
That was an amazing pullback.
Yes, miss?
I'm Marion's sister.
Sure, Lila.
Is Marion here?
Of course not.
She left home on Friday, and I haven't heard from her since. Look, if you two are in this thing together, I don't care. It's none of my business.
Bob, run out and get yourself some lunch, will you?
I brought it with me.
Run out and eat it.
Run out and eat it.
Run out and eat it.
Now, what thing could we be in
Oof, that's a little close, bro. Oof.
Well, is Marion in trouble?
Let's all talk about Marion, shall we?
Who are you, friend?
My name is Arbogast, friend. I'm a private investigator. Where is she, Miss Crane?
What's your interest in this?
Your girlfriend stole $40,000.
What are you talking about?
She was supposed to bank it on Friday for her boss, and no one has seen her since.
Someone always sees a girl with $40,000.
Right.
Good point.
Sam, if she's here...
She isn't.
Well, she's not back there with the nuts and bolts, but she's here in this town. I'll find her.
Investigation montage.
Yes, exactly.
Candy corn. It's one of my favorite candies. Everybody else hates it in the world.
No,
I like
no.
it. I really love it.
I almost drove right past.
I'm always forgetting to turn the sign on, but we do have a vacancy. Well, want to come in and register?
No, sit down. I don't want to trouble you. I just want to ask you a few questions.
No, it's no trouble. Today's linen day.
He is fucking wholesome.
It's weird, like wholesome and then creepy.
What was it you wanted to ask?
You see, I'm looking for a missing person. She's not in any trouble.
Well, she is.
Well, no one stopped here for a couple of weeks.
You mind looking at the picture before committing yourself?
Commit myself. You sure talk like a policeman.
Sure. What's that?
It's the light. We had a couple last week said if the thing hadn't been on, they would have thought this was an old deserted...
You said that nobody had been here for a couple of weeks, and there's a couple came by and
Yeah.
didn't know that you were open. Possible this girl could have registered under another name. Do you mind if I look at your book? A sample of her handwriting.
Creepy, even creepier.
Bree Samuels.
Is that her?
Yeah.
It's like unnerving angle. It's unnerving.
Was she in disguise, by any chance? You want to check the picture again?
Look, I wasn't lying to you, mister.
Lighting's getting more high contrast.
Oh, yeah.
Well, tell me all about her.
So they're not using music to build tension, but the camera angles are.
Went straight to sleep and left early the next morning.
Well, how early?
The next morning, Sunday.
I see. Make any phone calls, or
No.
did you spend the night with her?
Ooh.
How would you know that she didn't make any phone calls? And after she left, she didn't come back?
I got some work to do if you don't
Closeness
mind.
of these shots
Tell
is.
you the truth, I do mind. This ain't gelling together. Something's missing. She isn't still here, is she?
No. Listen, if you don't believe me, come on with me. You can help me change beds, okay?
Okay. Oh.
I'll put you to work.
Is anyone at home? Oh, there's somebody sitting up in the window.
Oh, that must be my mother.
That's someone who's home.
She's an invalid.
Yeah, you wouldn't be hiding her, would you?
No.
You wouldn't be made a fool of, would you?
But I'm not a fool. That's why she might have fooled me, but she didn't fool my mother.
Well, then your mother met her. Could I talk to your mother?
I think I've talked to you all I want to.
All right. Thanks anyway.
And they use that practical perfectly. Ooh, that grin in the. Oof. See, again, he can be so wholesome and then just.
Creepy. Switch it.
Hello, Lila. Yeah, she spent last Saturday night at the Bates Motel. I don't feel entirely satisfied. This boy had a sick old mother. I think she saw Marion and talked to her. No, unfortunately, he wouldn't let me see her. I think I'll go back to the motel first. I think our friend, Sam Loomis, didn't know that Marion was here.
So this was shot on the Universal backlot.
This whole space.
You used to be able to go on the Universal ride. Psycho House was there on that ride. So
Okay.
it'd be like the Jaws set and...
Yeah. Creepy birds.
His
He's just walking into. Dang, he's bold.
Yeah.
Are you gonna announce, or are you just gonna creepily walk around this house?
It's an
A little
interesting
soft.
look.
Yeah.
It's just like super open.
And
Or
they're
what's going on?
it's super wide open, but they're also slowly. It looked like they were zooming back, not actual sliding back.
Something weird with it.
Nice shot. Holy shit. Oh, that's cool. What is that? It's like a snorri cam, but oh no. She's very skilled with his knife. As a crazy old woman.
You'll be back.
Do you think Sam's making a move on Lila? He wants the sister to?
How far is the old highway?
You want to go out there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Sam's a smooth operator. He would definitely be
I'm
like.
going.
I think you'd hit it.
You'll never find it.
He's a sucker for blondes too.
Stay here.
Beautiful. The way that like backlit, high contrast, and then just enough fill to
See a little
show
face.
her. Yeah, see
Another deposit made.
Arbogast! Arbogast!
significantly sized swamp right there. You
There's
push
the
in.
house, I
You
guess.
push in. Yes. Again, beautiful high contrast on either side. Just the center. Dude, poster. He's calculating how much room he's got in that swamp.
Yeah, not much left.
No Arbogast, no Bates, only the old lady at home. Sick old lady unable to answer the door.
And we're just sitting in black now.
Maybe he went right on.
Without calling me?
Let's go see Al Chambers, our deputy sheriff around here.
Who's knocking on my door at this late hour?
She's been here searching for her sister. There's this private detective helping and saying that he traced her to that motel out on the old highway. He traced her there and called us to say he was going to question Mrs. Bates.
Norman took a wife?
His mother. Early this evening. We haven't seen or heard from him since.
She's not missing so much as she's run away.
That's right.
From what?
She stole some money.
A lot.
Beautiful Rembrandt. Just perfect.
Well, he said that Marion was there and for one night, and then she left.
With the $40,000?
He didn't say anything about the money. He was supposed to come back here and talk to us after he talked to the mother, and he didn't. That's what I want you to do something about.
Like what?
Why don't you call Norman and let him say just what happened?
At this hour?
Call.
Little repositioning move there.
Yeah. They were doing 2s and 3s, and now they got everybody.
Norman? Sheriff Chambers. Well, this one wouldn't be a customer anyway. He's a private detective.
Arbogast.
Arbogast. And after he left, this detective was there. Norman told him about the girl. The
detective thanked him, and he went away.
And he didn't come back? He didn't see the mother?
Norman Bates's mother has been dead and buried in Green Lawn Cemetery for the past 10 years.
What?
It's the only case of murder and suicide on Fairvale Ledgers. Mrs. Bates poisoned this guy she was involved with, then took a helping to the same stuff herself.
Norman found them
What?
dead together.
In bed. Are you sure you saw an old woman?
Yes, in the house behind the motel.
You want to tell me you saw Norman Bates's
I
mother?
just saw an old woman.
Well, if the woman up there is Mrs. Bates, who's that woman
Buried,
buried
right?
out in Green Lawn Cemetery?
Do manage to look ludicrous when you give me orders.
Okay, seriously.
Please, Mother.
I will not hide in the fruit cellar. You think I'm fruity, huh?
Yeah, you're crazy.
Mother, he came after the girl, and now someone will come after him.
In that dark, dank fruit cellar. No!
Such an interesting choice to have the camera floating above like this.
It's a lot of movement.
Yeah.
Touch me. Don't!
Yo, battle axe, let's go.
Put me down.
We thought if you didn't mind, we'd drive out to that motel with you.
He's already been.
Went out for service.
You didn't find anything.
Nothing. That boy's alone there.
No mother.
You must have seen an illusion, Sam.
I still won't feel satisfied until I go out there.
Neither will I.
We're going to register as man and wife. Get shown to a cabin, and then we're going to search every inch of the place.
All right.
God, this place has got busy this week.
I know.
Suppose you want a room? I'll get your bags.
Haven't any.
Thought you were on a business trip.
I'll show you the room then.
I'll go on ahead. Sam, we have to go into that cabin and search it, no matter what we're afraid of finding,
Nice,
or how much it may
two-shot,
hurt.
great.
But if you had a useless business like this motel, what would you need to get out? $40,000?
Let's start with cabin 1. Bates.
I mean, what are they going to find? The detective said he went and looked all over through this place.
There's the scene of the crime.
No shower.
He didn't replace
Sam.
the shower curtain.
Look, some figure has been added to or subtracted from 40,000. That proves Marion was here. To be too wild a
Bates
coincidence.
never denied she was here.
But that old woman, whoever she is, she told Arbogast something.
You can't go up there.
Why not?
Bates.
Let's find him. One of us can keep him occupied while the other gets to the old woman. I can handle a sick old woman.
I'll find Bates and keep him occupied.
Yeah. Whoa, shit.
That was creepy.
You satisfied with your cabin?
I like how they've done it. They did this with Arbogast too, where it's like kind of moving with him, but not a snorri cam because it's not connected to him, but it's just distance enough.
It's just cameras on a crane.
You guys really got to do better about locking your doors.
Yeah,
Everybody just...
It's like he'll see the door open.
Let's see how long Sam can keep
I've been doing
occupied.
all the talking so far, haven't I? I thought it was the people who were alone most of the time who did all the talking when they got the chance. You're alone here, aren't you? Drive me crazy.
I think that would be a rather extreme reaction, don't you?
I'd do just about anything to get away, wouldn't you?
No.
Mrs. Bates?
Well, she definitely has a style about her.
Old woman style?
Oh, nice. Did you jump?
Yeah. Whoa, that's a... Clearly there was a body there.
I think if you saw a chance to get out from under, you'd unload this place.
I grew up in that house up there. My mother and I were more than happy.
Sam jumped into the PI real quick.
But he's not doing it all well. He's like aggressive. Just taking her time about finding this.
She went upstairs.
You look frightened. Have I been saying something frightening?
I don't know what you've been saying.
Me neither.
I've been talking about your mother.
Why don't you just get in your car and drive away from here, okay?
I bet your mother knows where the money is.
Come into my
And what you
palace.
did to get it.
Where is she?
No. Uh-oh. Damn. You had one job to do.
Why do you have to get aggressive with him? He could just have been there having a fine conversation.
Nice shot. Poster. That's great. They called it a fruit cellar back in the day, you know. It's a little, comes. Oh, damn! You just like stuck her in a corner and everything.
Mrs. Bates.
Hey, Mrs. Nope. Nope. Holy shit! That's disgusting. Oh. Oh. Holy shit. Okay, Sam. Oh, that's so creepy. He just has his decomposing mother's body in the... Well, at least Sam came to the rescue. It's good for something.
Even I couldn't get to Norman. He knows me. I got the whole story, but not from Norman.
I got it from his mother.
She.
Norman Bates no longer exists. He only half existed to begin with.
She.
Split personality? Something like that?
Did he kill my sister?
Yes. And no.
Well, no.
See?
The psychiatrist merely tries to explain it.
We'll do better explaining.
Have you any unsolved missing persons cases on your books?
Yes.
Like I said, the mother.
It's a full-up swamp.
Yeah.
You have to go back 10 years to the time when Norman murdered his mother and her lover.
Oh.
Then she met a man. Now that pushed him over the line and he killed them both. Matricide is probably the most unbearable crime of all.
Except for patricide and fratricide and all the other sides.
All the other sides?
He had to erase the crime.
But keep her alive. Okay.
He hid the body in the fruit cellar. Even treated it to keep it as well as it would keep. And that still wasn't enough. So he began to think and speak for her. At times, he could be both personalities, carry on conversations.
Wow. Cool.
At other times, the mother half took over completely. Now, he was never all Norman, but he was often only mother. When he met your sister, aroused by her, he wanted her.
Okay, bro, pick other words.
That
Creepy.
set off the jealous mother, and mother killed the girl. And like a dutiful son, covered up all traces of the crime he was convinced his mother had committed.
Why was he dressed like that?
He's a transvestite.
Not exactly. He was simply doing everything possible to keep alive the illusion of his mother being alive. He tried to be his mother. Now he is.
The one part of this movie I don't like.
Oh, just like all
His
the exposition?
His explanation.
Yeah.
They'll put him away now, as I should have. They're probably watching me. Let them see what kind of a person I am. I'm not even going to swat that fly. And they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
Ooh. Creepy. Jack Nicholson vibes with the low eyes and the...
That story is based on Ed Gein, Wisconsin's most famous export. Ed Gein is like the father of all serial killers. Well, I guess you could say H.H. Holmes is, but Ed Gein was kind of like the... Did you know who he is?
No, the name rings a bell, but...
Ed Gein was a farmer in Wisconsin. Although they call him a serial killer, I think he only killed maybe 1 or 2 people. So he wasn't really like this guy who went out and killed like 15 or 20 people or anything. But the thing he did do, the main thing he was doing was he was also robbing other people's graves and making like a suit or something out of their bodies that he wore. It's like some creepy stuff that he was doing out there. And I forget how they discovered him, but like he became the basis for Silence of the Lambs.
I was going to say,
all of them.
Yeah.
He's like, that's why I say he's like kind of the godfather of serial killers, because thing he did was really weird.
Did he also
weird
have
stuff.
plate or something?
I mean, God, look, the guy wasn't right. That's for sure. I don't know. It was just a corny, like, did he kill my mother? Yes. And no.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's a long-winded. Yeah, it's a long-winded summation where they have shown and not told the whole movie, and then it's the end. They're like information dump.
Maybe in some ways, seeing the mother like tell her story to the police. I don't know. In her voice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like it'd have been giving you a little bit more.
Maybe
of a satisfying finish.
I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I mean, the movie is the movie, and it's really good.
It's very good,
regardless of the shrink. I don't know. Something about the way he delivers the lines just is like, oh, shut up.
Yeah.
But anyway, like that's where that story came from. The Ed Gein story, very creepy. And he became kind of this inspirational figure for all these other murders afterwards. I mean, there was like H.H. Holmes and Jack the Ripper and all these other serial killers before as well. But you didn't have any idea of that mother story or anything at all.
No.
Okay, but that's what I hoped, because it's such a now common theme. Norman, your mother. That whole thing is like in the psyche.
It's tropey now.
It's in the psyche of the everybody knows it. So I'm glad you didn't. And I'm glad you were caught off guard by the murders, because that's the only thing the movie really relies on, is lulling you into this sense of like what's going to happen, because it makes everything about that money. 20 minutes of the film is like money, the money here. You're seeing the money in the envelope. She puts the money in the newspaper. It's almost like it's saying this movie is going to be about money.
They're telling you a false story.
Yeah, and then when the murder happens, though, it's like whoa, what the fuck just happened? You just killed the main character off.
Just like the characters, the movie itself is a false narrator. You go from it being about Marion, by the halfway in the movie, we shift gears and we're like
Norman.
No, there's all these false narrators within, and the movie itself is the false narrator. Like
it's kind of like just a sort of detective story at that point, other than as you say, these sort of like red herrings that lead you in the wrong direction, which I'm glad that they did lead you, because it would be really boring if it hadn't surprised you that the mother, because there's that moment where they like explain, look, his mother's been dead for 10 years.
That's a lot. It's good though. It's really good
storytelling visually. That's why maybe in a way that's why I don't like the psychiatrist thing because it's
I
such a
don't-
good job of like
show,
showing
don't
the
tell.
money.
Yeah, for
showing,
sure.
Showing the money, going to the woman, and the woman's looking at the boat, at the thing, and looking at the money, and she's like in her. You can even see her in her mind deciding, what do I do? Do I steal the money or not? And there are some like really great shots, like the eye in the peephole, Arbogast walking up the stairs, and then also that shot when
and then he
when
falls down
hit
this-
and he-
oh,
yeah, it's a weird shot because he's on the dolly.
Yes.
And he's like moving to make it look like he's falling, and the dolly's craning down into the ground as he's doing it. It's a really disconcerting shot because because you feel like you're falling. All right, let's get to grades. What's our thing? I was thinking
money?
the mother's skull face.
Coming
I
back
think the
around.
mother.
Fine, I'll do the mother.
makes sense. Yeah.
Let's do the mother.
All right, how many old skull-faced mothers do you give this
movie gets a solid 10. Actually, we're gonna bump it up to a 12 because I did really enjoy the lighting. Like they use that so well. They use the camera movement so well. Then the twist is great. I didn't see it coming, and they did it well. They hit it well.
Imagine.
And
in 1960, how much more people were like, "What?"
You're like everyone.
I'm gonna give this a 14, and then take 1 point off for the psychiatrist. That makes it a 13.
Okay.
One of Hitchcock's finest.
Like,
I think this is kind of the first slasher film ever.
Yeah. Well, we will see you back here on the couch as we continue to go through more of
the Hitch, the great Hitch.
Hitch. We'll see you in the comments. Like, subscribe, hit us up on our socials. Boom. Visit our Patreon, and we will see you as we continue on HITCH-FEST?
HITCH-FEST.
HITCH-FEST.
We'll call it Hitch-A-Palooza.
Hitch-A-Palooza. Let's go.
No, that's gonna be too long. I can't get that. I can't get that in. I don't think I can get that.
Okay, HITCH-FEST. All right, guys. We'll catch you next week. We out.
Madness.